This episode of Inside Golf Podcast is brought to you by Inside Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Boston Capital Twitter Steve on the Hold the Green podcast.
All right, we are live. Tap in, birdie.
All right, Carson Young is here.
I bet Ludwig at 28.
Let's go. I bet
You
him
did
at,
too?
I bet him at 25.
Low sevens. I think there's some guys in here we like.
Harris English at 7,300.
I love Brian Harmon at 3.5% this week.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on? It's your boy Capper with Twitter Steve on the Hold the Green podcast for the Sony Open first event of the year. Steve, I am ready. How about you?
I am ready to go too. The betting show is back. Brooks Koepka's back. Your Patriots dynasty is also back too. We're just back, baby. Yeah, obsessing about weather edges and me showing a bunch of weather models. That's back too. Let's go.
First tournament of the year. Micro analyzing what waves are going to come.
Oh God, it's going to be complicated this week too, because there is one narrative that's already starting to form right now, but then the high resolution, really nerdy weather models might be suggesting something completely different, or not something completely different, but maybe not quite as bad as what people think. We'll show it in a little bit.
Did we track which model was more accurate last year? We should have done that.
I'm going to track this year. It's going to be 1v1. There's two primary ones. The problem with this week, though, and this is really nerdy, is that the one outlet doesn't have the super forecast, which is the high res stuff. So it's not a fair fight this week.
Wait, who doesn't have the super forecast? Windfinder doesn't have it anymore?
Yeah, it doesn't have it because it's Hawaii, and I guess for whatever reason, just their access to whatever models and radar out there, they can't do the high res. But I have another service. Yeah, I have another service because I'm a baller who pays $12.99 a year for premium weather. I have access to actually do high res stuff that I'll show you tonight. So
beautiful. And listen, tournament stats on Thursday. Our annual subscription offer discount ends Thursday morning. Well, I guess in the afternoon. So it was 12 o'clock Eastern time, roundabout.
Yeah, noon.
Yeah, so you get $50 off, plus you get access into the annual subscribers one and done. With the prizes are insane. They're all types of like super fancy golf courses that I don't even knew exist, but Andy does. So he can take you guys there. Plus you get a great discount, and then you get all of Steve's super nerdy weather shit in the Discord. All the round scoring props, which are huge. I would say that's worth the price of admission alone. Never mind all the DFS stuff, ball knowers after dark. Like I said, I got really back into DFS last year. I had a great year. Like I said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Take advantage of it now. Like I said, we only run one of these things once a year typically. Just go ahead and jump in on it now.
Yeah, and we're also going to show some of the bells and whistles as well, as far as what you get for being the insider. We have a live odds sheet that I'm going to pull up tonight. We'll show every night. There's a lot of cool gadgets with it. I'll walk you through it. You can sort odds. It actually tracks opening odds and what it is now, and who guys have been steamed up, guys who've faded there a little bit through the week. It's a really great tool. I'm going to show it off tonight, and it's all part of stuff that you can get with an annual subscription. So not too late if you have not jumped in yet. If you are only enjoying what we give for free, maybe give a little extra. Come join in. Come join the community. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth it. The first Thursday, first round leader sweat, I'm going to be driving, so that's going to be dangerous. I will have my daughter in the car, so should be good. Like I shouldn't be checking my phone too much, but we'll see.
Yeah, too much, we always have that New Year's resolution that we're not going to obsessively check our PGA Tour scores as we're driving 80 miles per hour down a freeway, and we always break it by Sony Open. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 100% true.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go right to weather? Do you want to talk about Brooks for a little bit?
Let's hit Brooks. I know you want to talk about your boyfriend, so you can talk about Brooks. So I'll give you my take, and then you can, because mine is completely opposite of yours. So I'll let you talk nice. I don't think it fucking matters. Like I just don't. Like he was playing the majors for the most part anyway. He didn't show up there. He never was he never really showed up at the PGA to begin with. He's older now. I don't know. Like, I guess it's good for, like, in theory, but and all these other guys said they're not coming back now. Like they all had their little weird panel that the Saudis, I'm sure, fucking they had submachine guns in front of them and made them sit up on the panel. But I mean, I guess I don't know. Like I just think people are going to lose a lot of money betting on Brooks again this year is what I think, basically. So I worry for you, Steve.
I mean, you should be worried. I was definitely circling the 30-1 win Phoenix Open. Like everyone is going to bet that week.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure. I mean, why not? I'm already going to be betting what shit from the halftime show. I've never even heard of, like a lot of music from Bad Bunny. I'm sure I'm going to be betting on him somehow, doing that. So why not throw a 30-1 on Brooks at Phoenix? But I mean, look, I'm going to call BS on you right now. You pretend like you don't care, but I am pretty sure that when he tees it up at Torrey Pines and he birdies 2 of the first 3 holes, I'm going to get a text from you, like some sort of wacky gif of you just being excited about what's happening right now, like Jones or something. As far as like Brooks back, like I think you forget because of just how long it's been since he's been relevant, and just he hasn't been on your TV screens really in the morning, like on PGA Live or anything, to where you really aren't paying attention all that much.
Yeah.
You're going to be excited if he does something. With that said, I think there definitely is a risk that he might not have it anymore, that he is just a mythical figure at this point in our minds, and he really is cooked. But I'm always going to hold out hope because he's my favorite player now. I mean, Henrik Stenson's
He's still there. He's still over at Live.
He's still over on. Well, no, he got relegated. He's no longer on Live anymore. Yeah, he's. I think he's jonesing to try to figure out how he's going to get back on the Champions Tour, which he probably would dominate, by the way. But it's good to have Brooks back. I did listen to a couple takes though, and it's when they broke down the quote unquote financial penalty to Brooks. It actually isn't financial penalty.
$5 million to charity. Okay.
Well, it's $5 million to charity, and then the biggest headline is, he's going to miss out on the $85 million in potential equity.
He's part of the equity part, and that's all future money. They
also too, like, I mean, you know how equity works. It actually has to appreciate to something and actually have to hit a value. And he got 9 figures when he first signed. I mean, he could probably he could just throw it into the S&P index and get like 10% a year and earn it all back right there. So, he's totally fine. Crazy. So, but it's good to have Brooks back for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy that nobody else is going to come back though.
Well, we'll see. They might have their legal team look at the fine print right now, seeing if there's any loopholes. So,
but I'd be super fucking excited if Rahm came back. I'd be pumped for that. I'd be more.
What about Cam Smith?
I mean, I don't think he's ever coming back. I just think he found his happy place and whatever he was good to me for a while. He's like the old girlfriend that you think about every once in a while, and that's it, man. That's about as far as he's gonna make it back into my life.
Yeah, he was very kind to you in 2022, and poor what's his name? He broke your heart when you had him on the podcast there, and he was the broker.
Yeah, Cam, the other Cam, the Aussie.
Yes. Yep. There you go. All right.
All right.
So, you want to get to the weather?
Let's get to the weather because I was just looking at it and I was trying to figure out how big of an advantage it is. So why don't you break it down with your super forecast?
Well, it's not the super forecast. It's the high res model. So, all right. So let's bring this up. Okay. So this is what we're dealing with right now. This bad boy right here. This bad boy low pressure system is currently barreling its way over the Pacific. Here's Hawaii down in the lower right corner. Here's this bad boy right here. And really what's going to happen is it's going to spin north. The worst of it's going to spin north of Hawaii, but the tail end of it right here is going to clip Hawaii. And you can see some pretty decent winds here. Like in this red shaded band right here, this is about like 35 to 40 mile per hour wind sustained. The orange is about like 30 to 40. Or I'm sorry, the red's like 40 plus, 30 to 40 here, and about like 20s at the greens usually. So what's going to happen is it's going to clip Hawaii. It's going to show up sometime Wednesday evening. It's going to start raining pretty much all day tomorrow in Hawaii. And then It's going to rain overnight as well. So it's going to be a pretty soft golf course to start, for the tournament. And then in the morning, though, it's going to move through. And there's going to be a little bit of period of it's in between weather patterns where it's kind of like this you got a couple hour window where there's not going to be a whole lot of wind. It's going to be pretty soft for the most part.
Yep.
And then the wind is going to come back sometime on Thursday. Most of it's saying Thursday afternoon. And it's going to be there all day Friday, all day Saturday. Okay.
Yep.
So, and if you look at what the plebs use, who don't pay for premium weather, this is what you see right here. You see on Thursday, just like I described, about like 10 to 13 mile per hour winds. Here's the rain, excuse me, that is overnight. That's going to soften the golf course. Then the winds are going to let up a little bit, and they're going to start shifting from the west around to the north and eventually to the prevailing like easterly winds. And it's going to ramp up through the day. Now, if you look at the Thursday forecast, which is only right now in 3-hour increments, you probably say, okay, I want to target the AM guys. They're going to play a pretty soft golf course, not a lot of wind. And then by about, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it's going to ramp up to 15, 20 mile per hour winds. Generally speaking, that's about like a stroke difference between like what the wind would play in the morning and then where the winds would end up in the afternoon. You probably say, okay, like AM, and then everybody's the same on Friday. It's not like a giant split than what we're saying. It's not like where like AM is going to get 2 really good ends of it and PM gets 2 really bad ends of it.
Just a slight.
Yeah, it's really just the Thursday one. So, and then Saturday, the winds is still going to be there. Sunday, it kind of dies down a little bit. However, I think it's a question of like how screwed really is the PM? How much is the Thursday split really going to be? Is it going to be kind of like what it says here, where pretty calm throughout most of the morning and then it ramps up for most of the afternoon? Or, it really depends on when this wind shows up on Thursday. And that's where the high res models are coming into play right now. And that's what this is right here. So unfortunately, it does not go past Thursday night. So I don't know what Friday looks like, but every single forecast I've looked at kind of looks the same. Like, so we'll ignore Friday. Let's just assume Friday is even for everybody right now. It's going to be about 20, 25 mile per hour winds out of the east, the whole time. So on Thursday, though, Thursday morning, and by the way, this is in Hawaii time. This is not Eastern Standard Time. This is Hawaii time. So this would be just.
I always click.
Right
so
here.
I always click.
Yeah.
I always click tournament time so I don't screw myself up.
Yeah. So 7 a.m. right here is noon for Eastern. Okay. So, but this is 7 a.m. for Hawaii time. And it shows exactly what we saw in the other model where winds die down after the early morning. You get some early morning rain. And they're coming out of the west here. So even though it's lighter, playing the front 9 with a westerly wind makes it tougher because most of the holes play into the wind as opposed to if it was coming from the opposite direction. But still, like the AM guys, they're going to have soft golf course. They're not going to have a whole lot of wind pretty much for their entire AM. That's fine.
Yep.
And then tee times start around like 11 a.m. noon.
11.
Yeah, for the afternoon guys. And they're still enjoying, at least according to this model, pretty good conditions. Yeah. The wind's going to start shifting more towards the north and more out of like the east, the northeast there. And then finally ramping up around between like 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Now, by then, though, a lot of guys will be through either the first 5 holes of, like the front 9, or they'll be through the first like 5 holes of the back 9. And especially for some of the guys who, some of the better players who might be concerned about, who are going to be playing they'll start on 1 and then 18 on Thursday. When you start seeing, even if the winds start coming up towards the end of their round, it's coming from a direction where 16 would play downwind, 17, it's a little bit of a crosswind, but it's more helping. 18, it kind of helps you into the approach shot into the par 5 there. So it's not as bad as if it was coming from the other direction. So that'll help. And also this wind is showing up a little later and later and later.
Yeah.
So TBD, at least looking at this, it's not totally dead if you go off PM, especially if this wind kind of delays a little bit until like the end of most guys' rounds. Yeah. But overall, though, I mean, like the best scoring conditions probably is definitely going to be in the morning. I'm interested in seeing what the round scores are going to be for the AM guys. That would be where I would target, because there is a lot of uncertainty with the PM as far as, you know, I don't know if I want to go over on guys because when is the wind going to show up? Probably if I'm going to look at round scores, if they are a little lazy with what they're setting at, I would expect guys to do pretty well in the morning with these conditions. And then we'll see what happens when the wind shows up on Thursday and how much of a difference it's going to make. So, you know, stay tuned. If you are a ISN member, if you are in the Discord, I will continue posting these models when they come available because they are not available on Windfinder. So yeah, but in my opinion right now, looking at Thursday, it's not so bad. I mean, the guys at like really like going off late PM, finishing a little later, they might get affected a little more, but I don't know. Especially if Friday just plays very even for everybody, it might not be as big of a deal as what you might think. And definitely might not be as big of an edge as some other situations we've been in with golf. So
yeah, so some of the guys, so like on underdog, so like Morikawa would have to go 3 under. They're setting everything at like 68.5. The birdie makers at 67.5.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so stay tuned.
Morning, guys. Yep.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Again, I'll post a lot of updates with this as we go through it. So just looking at like what'll happen though with like, and I make a point of the northern wind, like what happens when it shifts more from the north and like maybe the northeast a little bit. Mm-hmm. So if you can get through, you know, most of these holes before the wind starts kicking up, you see 16 plays downwind, 17, it's off your right shoulder, but it's helping a little bit. 18 might be a tough tee shot because it might want to push everything to the bunker here, but it would make your approach shot into 18 downwind. So even if the wind does start kicking up, when you start hitting like 15, 16, 17, 18, it's not that bad, especially if the greens are a little soft and receptive too. So, you know, stay tuned. Obviously, if the wind kind of shows up a little earlier than forecast and maybe a little stronger, yeah, like that might really screw people. But at least with the high res stuff, it doesn't look like it's going to be as big of a deal as maybe as what it looked like.
Yeah, I like that. No, it makes sense. And yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that tomorrow night. We'll have updates on that. Like you said, if you're insider on the Ball Knowers After Dark, that'll be the closest weather report you're going to get. And then obviously in the chat in the morning too, if it changes.
Okay, there you go. So, all right. So did you listen to TIB last night with me on the show?
No, I didn't want to spoil picks.
Okay. All right. Well, before we get to, you know, like kind of where we're heading with picks and like stuff like that, you know, so, you know, earlier we excuse me, man, I am not doing good with,
swallow a bug.
I'm good. I'm all right. You know, listen, like my vocal cord is a little rusty talking about golf and going on big monologues about weather, you know, like I'm getting back in the swing of things. Well, we already plugged the annual subscriber one and done, but that's not the only one and done contest we're going to be doing. We also have a public one and done open to everybody. It's a $50 entry fee open to all. The contest link will be in the description of this episode. So, you know, even if you're not an insider, if you still want to play with people of the community, see what one and done picks that I'm on, that Capper's on, that Andy Lack is on, that everybody at ISN is on, go join this league. $50, some good cash prizes. Make sure you sign up before Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good one. And we expanded. I put some of the picks in already today for our sheet. I don't know if it's live to the website or not.
Oh, for the staff picks? Yes, that's live already. So yep, that's something that anybody can get a look at. So all right. All right. So before we get to the picks, we did our preview last Wednesday. We talked about what works here, what doesn't work here. Where are you leaning, like just high level? I always like asking you, where are you high level? What are you leaning? Like, what are you looking for this week as far as guys you want to bet on?
Yeah, so like course history and good short to middle iron players. right? Like, I don't necessarily think accuracy is a huge deal here because we kind of talked about that. Maybe some length can give us, he gave some profiles of some guys who were a little longer who did well here. So maybe to kind of get away from that pure accuracy off the tee thing. And really, the course history is so fucking sticky that, yeah, I like that. And then decent, mid to short iron players for anything, 125 to like 175, maybe up to 200 because of the par threes.
Okay. All right. I mean, we talked about how this is the least correlated golf course for our skill sets, as far as like predicting like what works here. So, but yes, like as Chairman Dave points out, look for guys who don't stink. Yes. And I also like betting on football teams to score touchdowns. So there you go. Unfortunately, your track record though suggests that everybody stinks on the PGA Tour. So it's probably tough for you to whittle down the field here.
That's not true.
Who doesn't stink? Who doesn't stink on the PGA Tour? Let's just rip it off right now. Top of your head. Who doesn't stink?
Scotty.
Okay.
Scotty. Rory.
All right. Rory doesn't stink. Okay.
Keegan.
Okay. And he's in this field. So there you go.
I mean, I'd have to think about it. Those are the first three. There's probably 20 guys that don't stink in my brain.
All right. Well, are you talking about Keegan the player or Keegan the captain?
Keegan the player. Keegan the captain fucking stinks. He better not be captain.
There you go. No, he should not be captain again. So
no.
All right. Actually, one other thing I want to ask you for this, because you're big on like looking at short-term form.
Mm-hmm.
So how you handling that this week? Because like now you got to look at maybe like long-term stuff. That's tough, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely fucks with my process, and that's why I think I lean more on like course history than anything else. Because I mean, I don't know what the fuck these guys have been doing over the last month and a half, 2 months. I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like it's pure speculation at this point, which is fine. Fine with me. I do think that if you go back and look at guys who've been able to come out and like play well here, I don't know, maybe that means they enjoy playing this course or they're ready and they work hard in the off season. I don't fucking know. Like I'm really leaning on course history this week. Like that's what I'm leaning on.
All right. All right. Let's pull up the odds board, which is actually what you can get if you're an insider. We have a live odds board that I'm going to show you right here. There you go. So let me walk you through just some of the stuff that you can do with it. So we got 4 books on there. We have Bookmaker, which is a pretty sharp book that you want to look at for just what in general, how the lines are moving. Typically speaking, it's sharp money kind of moving these numbers right here. Bet Online, another very popular offshore book, is also here as well. FanDuel and DraftKings as well. 2 pretty mainstream books. We tell you what the odds are now, what they opened up at for all the books. And then we have something called the Bookmaker Nuke, which is trademarked by Kyle, where we can see where our guys are getting, like how much guys are actually being steamed up or faded. So if you sort this list, you can actually see the guys on Bookmaker who have been bet up the most. And for example, and you probably are now disputing the sharpness of this book, Syed Tagala is the most steamed golfer currently right now. It opened at 85.5 on Bookmaker, down to 71-1 on right now.
And Bet Online went the other way. Look at that.
Yes, Bet Online did go the other way. Went from 90 to 125. So, but yeah, like this tool is pretty cool as far as just looking at live. It'll patch right into those websites and give you the live odds and a nice big dashboard. Because sometimes it's confusing if you got a bunch of tabs up. You got to go here to here to here. This has everything right up in front of you with live odds, and actually can show you like in real time, like whose odds are going up, who's drifting a little bit, to help you get the best pricing available. Because if you're going to bet outrights in golf, you have to shop pricing. Otherwise, you're costing yourself money each and every single week. I mean, you're usually costing yourself money every single week, but this helps you save maybe a little money.
It's amazing we don't have Hard Rock's odds up there. It's so weird that we don't have the worst book in America odds up there.
Yeah, that's odd. Maybe you can put into a call with our tech support there. Put a help desk ticket in and say, hey, can you put the criminal book up on there?
I was looking at these odds earlier today, and it was just fucking making me so angry. I'm like 20 points off of some of these, man.
Okay. All right. But because we're a free show and you probably have a lot of more casual bettors sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's go with the DraftKings pricing. I sorted this by the DraftKings pricing. Let's go top of the board here. You got 11-1 Russell Henley, who has broken my heart here 7 ways to Sunday. Thanks to you, by the way. Ben
100%.
Griffin 17-1. Hideki, your boy, the boy you shadow bet, 17-1. And then JJ Spawn is pretty popular pick this week, 18-1. Colin Moore or McIntyre, Siwoo Kim out 20-1. Keegan 22-1. Connors 25-1. Matt McNeely 28-1. Let's stop right there, top of the board.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of people went JJ Spawn's way this week. I didn't, but I understand the bet. What about you? You're a big JJ Spawn guy. Did you bet him this week?
I did not. The number's just too short for the first thing. First open of the year. I picked somebody else who's short, but not that short. And there's a statement that I don't know exactly what he said, but basically he showed up at one of these like resort events and was like, I'm ready to drink some beers or where the beer at. And I was like, well, maybe I'll pump the brakes a little bit on you. Right. I mean, listen, it's 100% narrative street, but it kind of depends on where he ends up for DFS, whether I'll play him there or not. But I just think 17-1 is too short. Like I know he's a different player and he's played well here recently, but at 17-1, when I think he might be there for a good time, I'll pass.
Okay. If you had a 2 available on him, does that change your perception or no?
Not really. Maybe
it's
like
not
maybe
much of a difference.
Maybe a 22. Yeah, but even then, probably not. Just because of the way who I already bet. I guess if it was like I hadn't laid any bets yet, it would have gave me more pause on which person I would have bet.
All right. Do you subscribe to Brian Kirshner's theory that we talked about last night that you don't want to bet anybody who might have trauma from a tournament from last year? And he's one of the 2 guys that do this week, him and Nico. Is that something that you ever think about? Although you don't ever remember the trauma anyways. I have to remind you of what happened.
You remind me of the trauma. I know you remind me of the trauma. Unless it's my ticket. I don't care about anybody else's trauma. Yeah, I mean, I do, right? I mean, I think scar tissue is a real thing, right? I think that's why we always get excited about these new golfers who we haven't seen fucking gag it away and spit the bit and do all the shit of these guys who've been betting forever do, right? And there's definitely bad memories places. Rory, for God's sake. I mean, there's no bigger example than how long did it take him to break through at the Masters? You know what I mean? Like sports psychologists flying in and out. Golf players are fucking mental midgets to begin with. Like, yes, absolutely. There's 100% scar tissue. Yes, I don't know if it's 100. It's like an automatic cross off. But if I have any questions about your mental fortitude, it is absolutely a cross off. But I don't have questions about JJ's mental fortitude. I think he'll be all right. Okay, as long as he's not there for that.
All right, let's transition away from other guys. Is there anybody in this first top group right here that you don't like this week that you might want to target in matchups?
Mav McNeely.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he stinks.
Because he stinks. Okay.
Because he stinks. His course history here is, look, he's made all the cuts, right? But he's never really done anything here. He's really high up the board, so he gets matched up against guys who I think can do well. There was a matchup against Keegan. There was a matchup against Bobby Mack. So yeah, it's like I said, I'm really leaning on course history. I bit into Matt McNeely one time last year after I heard he was a hockey player, and then I saw him melt like a ballerina. So no on Matt McNeely.
Okay, let's throw out some potential matchups then for Matt McNeely before we transition to a different topic. Would you take Corey Connors minus 120 over Matt McNeely?
Connors kind of stinks here too.
Lately, he's stunk because he can't putt here lately.
He doesn't make any fucking birdies. No, I wouldn't take that. No.
Okay. All right. Would you take Harry Hall at minus 110 against Matt McNeely? You would.
I'd take that.
Okay. Would you take Aaron Rye at minus 109 against Matt McNeely?
He's somebody who's I've had a hard time with this week. I can't figure out what I want to do with him. Because exactly what we're looking for, he is, right? If the wind's going to be up, plays well in the wind, fucking great with his irons, can't putt worth a fucking lick, but these are easy greens to putt on. But his course history here is meh. So I guess because I'm talking so much shit about McNeely, I would say yes. I take Rye out of principle. I wouldn't feel super comfy about it though.
Okay. All right. Would you take Adam Scott plus 105 or Matt
No,
McNeely?
fuck no. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So of those two, it's Harry Hall or Aaron Rye. Okay.
I take Harry Hall.
You would take Harry Hall. Okay. All right. So who did you bet up here then under 30 to 1?
I'll give you a guess.
Keegan.
Yes, I bet Keegan. I bet
Of course
Keegan.
you did.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the first event of the year. You can't ask for better fucking course history. He just hasn't won here yet. He plays well in the wind. Great iron player. Long and straight off the box. He's everything you want with good course history. I don't know. Maybe now he's got the Ryder Cup shit off his brain. He can go out and put 4 rounds together. Right. I mean, he missed the playoff here. We've talked about it. That was 2 years ago. So, yeah, I like the number at 22. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take my guy at that point. You know what's funny, who I did think about? I thought about Colin.
Interesting.
I really thought about Colin.
Who are you? What have
I mean,
you done my capper?
Yeah, I know. It's just the number's kind of fair, I feel like in this.
It
like,
is
if
fair.
we're it's fair, right? And
it is.
He just can't putt. And he's so bad around the fucking green, which he has improved on, right? He's so hard to root for, but he's such a good fucking iron player. And he started out last year so hot too, right? Before he got messed up with, all the media bullshit. I thought I couldn't pull the trigger on him though. So I went with Keegan. Did you bet anybody under 30?
Technically no, because I got a better number than 30 on one of these guys. Just going through here, guys I liked. I mean, I talked about him last night. What if Hideki is the type of period for him where he just wins everything, kind of like what we've seen before?
Yeah.
I'm worried. That's another one that he had a 20 where he opened. That's when I paused on a little bit.
Yeah. He's just been so he's always bad before he wins. So he's tough, man. It's tough for the first event of the year for me to jump out on him. It really
Okay.
is.
All right. Thought about Bobby Mack. I ended up passing though.
Yeah, me too.
I will say this about Colin. So because I'm just having a rule right now, if I ever see a forecast with wind in it, I'm just not betting him outright. But he's going off Thursday AM with soft conditions, no wind. That is going. I might just blind bet under round score on Colin.
So I did the same thing, and I took him first round leader 40 to 1.
You know what? Those are actually good bets. Because we saw a lot of times last year, Colin got off to really good starts, like at the Philly Cricket Club at Truist. Soft conditions, short golf course. He shot 8 under that day, and then just completely melted the rest on Saturday when the wind showed up. So, yes, round 1, Colin Morikawa props probably something I'm going to be interested in.
Yep.
But as our producer,
7.5 too.
Yeah, but as our producer just has been taunting me about it. The reason why it was so interesting you brought up Matt McNeely is because I bet Matt McNeely this week at 35 to 1.
That's funny.
And I'll make the case for him. The course history is actually better than what you think. He got a T7 here. He's got the last couple of tournaments as well. He's been sniffing around the top 15, and then he kind of just had a so-so Sunday or so. So he's been okay here. He's won RSM. Okay, he's won RSM, so he's won a comparable golf course.
Good top course.
Yep, he's pretty good between 100 and 200 yards. One of the better ones in this field as far as strokes gained from those categories in both. Good Bermuda putter, good on short courses. Talk about him playing in the wind. Well, that Valero, that was a hellscape. That was the best betting day of my life, going 19-1 on round scores.
That was amazing.
He finished T3 in that tournament, so he can play in bad weather. So, and I think just getting 35 to 1 with some of the other guys in this range, he showed a lot of upside in certain tournaments last year. He's got a floor with him because he's Matt McNeely, but I think just given short golf course success at similar tracks, I like the 35 on him. I understand, if you saw a 25 or 22 on him, I'm probably going elsewhere, but 35 to 1. And actually on Bet Online, you can get him on 40 to 1 right now. That's not bad.
Put it on your fridge. All
right, put it on the fridge. So let me ask you a question for charity. Why don't we do the first charity bet of the year? Because I actually do I actually have come around a little bit on Harry Hall as far as position, so I don't want to go there. Would you take Aaron Rye against Matt McNeely this week? with me?
Yeah, sure. It's for chat. Sure.
All right, fine. Charity bet. First one of the year.
All right. Cool.
All right, we'll mark it down.
So,
All right, I will keep track of it. So, Rye versus McNeely charity bet. Okay.
That's it. All right.
All right. Anybody else you want to talk about in this range, or can we move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay. All right. Let's go down the list here. This next group, we got like the Harry Halls, your aforementioned Aaron Rye, Chris Kirk, who Brian Kirshner really likes. We talked about him a lot last night. Adam Scott, Rico Hoy, who apparently is going to have a Scotty-like season this year, according to the PGA Tour. I don't know.
That's quite a. I haven't seen that guy. That guy's so bad at fucking putting and around the green. I can't say. And I still have that fucking shot in my brain where he airmailed the green to lose to fucking Harry Hall. Like it was a shot I would have made. It was one of the worst iron shots I've seen. It was so bad.
That's true.
I can't do it.
Yeah, that was quite a clickbait headline by the PGA Tour. Saying Rico was going to have a Scotty-like season. Like we like him. We generally like Rico Hoy in these parts of ISN. Like even that made us blush.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth, Brian Harmon, Nico Echevarria, who might be, I think, the most. We are rusty. We forgot to do the tip chart.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right. Next week we'll remember to do that. Yeah. Nico Echevarria, Taylor Pendrith, Goddard, McCarthy. Like let's start with this list. Like this is the middle tier right here.
Yep.
So what do you like in this range?
What's BK's case for Kirk? Just out of curiosity.
Well, Kirk was playing really good at the end of last season. Like obviously he lost in the playoff. He had top 10 at Southwind, finished top 10 at Wyndham. So iron play was generally pretty good. Like he's been really good here. Remember, this is where he got his card back in 2021. Yeah. He's got a bunch of other top 10 finishes here, just really good these shorter tracks. So he liked Chris Kirk a lot this week.
Okay.
So and I have nothing bad against him. Yeah.
I don't hate that. I think my number was too short on him. I think he's like sub 40 where I am. So it's like
okay.
Yeah,
he's
the Seminole Mafia family. They're fucking the most crooked book in America. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, so he's mostly 40-1 everywhere, except for Bet Online actually has some really good numbers this week. He's 55-1 over there. That's pretty good. Yeah. So
I'd bet Kirk at 55. If I had Kirk at I think I'd probably bet Kirk at 45.
Okay. 45. All right. If you had that available. Yeah.
Because he's a guy who didn't he what did he win coming cold? Didn't he win something fucking cold?
Well, he won Century.
Yeah.
So
who did he beat? Didn't he? Oh, he beat who? I fucking never mind. Yeah, that's fine.
Why don't you want to say his name?
Because he's coming up. Cole. He's coming up.
Oh, you're talking about the Cognizant. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cognizant. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, he beat Joaquin Neiman at Century after Joaquin Neiman was eating ice cream with Sergio.
That's right. On the picnic bench. I forgot about that.
Plotting the PGA Tour's demise, surely, in that conversation a year before it happened. So, all right. So you like Chris Kirk. I like Chris Kirk too. Maybe I'm already breaking my rule. I said I was going to stop doing positionals, and I bet like 5 this week already. So maybe one more.
I told you you weren't going to stick to that. I told you.
I wasn't going to stick to it. As soon as I saw like 2-1s and like plus, I'm like, ooh, what are these top? Ooh, some good top 30 numbers. Let's go here. Yeah. And speaking of which, I bet top 20 Harry Hall 2-1. Like just he's been good at these types of tracks. And I'm getting 2-1 on him. And this is a tournament that at the end of the day, even with bad weather, can turn to a putting contest. And Harry Hall's been a good these types. So didn't bet him outright, but that's my exposure to Harry Hall this week. Who do you like in this range? Who'd you bet in here?
Nobody really. No, I didn't bet
nobody.
Right. No, Spieth's way too like I like Spieth for speculation for long term for the season. Harmon, I would have bet. But he's at 30 on Hard Rock.
Oh, really?
30. Yeah. I was like, well, I'm not betting him. I would have bet Harmon.
Okay. All right. Well, I did bet Harmon at a more appealing 50-1, which actually I could have it at better.
30. I was through my phone. I was so annoyed. I hate
30. That's stupid.
It's fucking criminal as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I bet Harmon at 50. Mentioned the Valero Texas Open earlier. If there is windier conditions, I saw him winning that. Just really good. This is a Brian Harmon track. Shorter. Bermuda has a good course record here.
Yep.
You know, he was hitting his irons relatively well heading in at the end of last year. So maybe he picks up right where he left off. We were also talking about how guys who have won this tournament, like they're usually past PGA Tour winners. So he definitely fits the bill on that.
What's the stat on that?
It is everybody since Russell Henley, when he won his rookie year, has a PGA Tour victory under his belt.
Okay.
Yeah. I almost called out Kirshner for this because I'm like, well, Cam Smith, this was technically his first win, but he had actually won the Zurich before that. So,
that Zurich doesn't count.
Yeah, but Cam Smith also had he'd been top 10 in majors. Like he was legit. Yeah.
I think
it would be like if
a playoff or two.
Yeah, it would be like if Cam Young, that was like when Cam Young finally won Wyndham. That was like when Cam Smith finally won Sony. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right.
Damn, it's been a minute. Okay.
It has been. So, everybody likes Nico Echevarria this week. I get it. Didn't bet it. I think. Yeah, I mean, he finished second here last year, so that checks off the box of he had trauma, so you can't bet him apparently. Maybe I'll bet a position on Chris Kirk. Otherwise, though, let's maybe move down a little bit.
I wonder let me see what I got Kirk at.
Okay. All right. So
I bet
so now
one guy in this area.
All right. So now we're getting into the Taylor Pendrith range, Jake Knapp range, Danny McCarthy range, Daniel Berger, Christoph Wrighton range, Mac Meisner, who everybody likes this week. And
I call him Mark Messier. That's the only way I'm ever going to fucking remember his name. Mark Messier.
A lot of people do. Billy Horschel. We got, Eric Cole, Michael Kim. All right. So who in this 50 to 80 to 1, 100 to 1 range? 50, anyone from 60 to 100 to 1. Who do you like?
So I bet Cole because he's got a really good course history here. If there's no penalty or whatever, there's less penalty for being wild. Because if we don't think that accuracy really matters, that helps him. Great with his irons. He can get white hot with the putter. Him closing clearly is a fucking issue. And I think he's almost my age. So that's a problem. I also bet another fucking loser, Denny McCarthy, with the same exact just fucking good course history, make a million fucking putts. And I know there's only 2 par 5s on this. But he scores those fucking par 5s. And he's so good with his fucking irons. God, I hate the fact that I bet him. But I got him at 60, so whatever. But yeah, I bet 2 losers in this category, in this range with Cole and fucking McCarthy.
Okay. Well, congratulations. We finally agree on something. Not only agree on something, we agree on both things. So
sexy. All right.
All right. So we'll start with Eric Cole. I made this point last night that yes, he is a loser. I mean, a lot of guys are losers in this field, but he remember last year, Cole just playing complete ass for 3 straight months.
Yes.
He started to turn things around in the fall. He had a top 10 at Sanderson, top 10 at El Cardinal. Irons are starting to trend up a little bit. Like you mentioned, pretty good course history here. You remember, I think I actually brought this up on the Wednesday show that Eric Cole, I think 4 putted, or he made a 4 putter. He got a quad on a hole.
Yeah.
And
he did the same thing in the fall swing when he was in contention, which is
and then he ended up making a run on the back 9 to kind of get back into it. And you may have been on him that tournament, and I think you were blowing up my phone saying I can't believe this MFer. I'm not going to bet him again. And here you are betting him again. But yeah, I bet Eric Cole at 60 to 1. And then I also bet Denny McCarthy at you got a better price than me. I got him at 55 to 1. Yep. And he's actually at 60 of some other books. So look at me, look at the donkey who has bad CLV on Denny McCarthy this week.
You want to take a wild guess on what Chris Kirk is on Hard Rock?
The fact you say that means he's going to be 35 to 1.
30 to 1.
Okay, who isn't 30 to 1? Apparently, everyone's 30 to 1 on Hard Rock this week.
Yeah.
What a disaster of a book.
Disaster.
What a disaster of a state you live in, apparently.
I know. It really is, too. Harry Hall's 30, Corey's 30, Chris Kirk, Spieth is 30, Kitayama, McNeely, Harmon. Those are the 30s. Unreal.
Kitayama's 30? My goodness. Okay. All right, well, back to Denny. So just to echo what you said, this is a Denny type track. Irons were trending better towards the end of last year. And then he showed up to RSM and played terrible. But that was his first tournament, I think, in 2 months or so. So you might be able to
Yeah.
give him a pass for there, but he's been pretty good at places like Harbor Town and like pretty good at like a Valero. That's the comp course of this place. You know, and actually his course history, it's good on paper. It's actually better than what you think. So he was the 36 hole leader last year and then just had a bad Saturday in 2023. I think shot a 64 in the opening round. It was hanging around the top 10 heading into the weekend and then kind of faded on Sunday. So been relatively good here, been relatively like high up on the leaderboard. I made this point last night on Tap and Birdie. I don't think I'm going to be looking at, I mean, it's going to be sad if 20 years from now and be like, hey, what did Denny McCarthy do? And I look up his data golf page or I look up his Wikipedia page. I think there's going to be a win on there at some point. So maybe this is the week for it. And I thought, you know, in this field, 55-1 would be a good price for him. So
maybe he's just destined to be the Justin Herbert of golf. No way.
Ouch. That's a low blow. I know you're feeling really good and arrogant about yourself right now, but there's some people that are hurting right now. And you know, maybe you should be a little more charitable with some of your takes. All right. As far as positionals go, like I know a lot of people ISM bet Mac Meisner. I get it. I'm just gonna bet the top 20 on him at I think this was with no dead heat, it was plus 210. So I took that. I get it though. Playing really good in the fall, good on some of these shorter tracks, rate out really well in my model. But I'm just going to go with the top 20 on him. I also bet another old guy this week. I bet Billy Horschel at 80-1. Good here. Started to show a little bit last fall after the hip injury. This has absolutely nothing to do with TGL and his performance there. I could care less.
You ever watched TGL? How the fuck do you know what he's doing?
A lot of people do in our Discord, and they say that from what I've read, Billy Horschel is quite good at TGL.
As soon as I see TGL, my eyes glaze over. I keep scrolling.
Well, the fact he showed up, he showed a little bit of form last fall. He's been good here, good at other comp courses. Like I felt like 80-1 was a good price on him, or not necessarily a good price on him, but fit a lot of what I was looking for that I could fit on the card at 80. All right. Anybody else in this range? Like, you know, you got two young guys, John Kiefer and Michael Brennan, at kind of a discount this week.
I guess.
Any thoughts on them?
No.
In theory. Okay. In theory.
It's a discount. We don't fucking know. Like I don't know. The young guys, it takes me a little while to come around with the young guys. You know that.
Okay. All right. Let's go with some. All right. Let's go with some longer shots then. Who do you got like 100-1 plus?
I was kind of waiting for the tee times to come out and see if you had any gems for me. I have somebody who's super long, like super long, 300-1. Adam Shank.
So after going winless forever and blowing every tournament which way to Sunday his contention is, you think he's going to win 2 out of 3 tournaments?
Listen, man, he's top 10s here last year. Sticky, right? Sticky. And listen, he's one of my old favorites. He's fucking 300-1. I mean, whatever. Like, and I bet him fucking top 10 too. Like, whatever. It was like 14-1 for a top 10 at Hard Rock. So we probably get a better price somewhere else. All
right.
But yeah, I mean, he fits everything that you want him to do. He used to make, remember, the whole reason I even know this fucking guy is because back in the day when I was playing DFS, all he would do is make the cut at $6,500. So he was always like the last man in to hopefully do something.
Okay.
300-1.
All right.
I mean, whatever. You get shit out of 300-1 pick.
All right. Couple guys that bet down here. So when I did my first look at the odds board on Monday, because I was not a crackhead who decided I had to put my card together on Saturday with only one book available. I decided to be a little patient with it. And I still got bad CLV on some guys, so go figure. So we were all betting Vince Whaley and Max McGreevy last fall at very similar courses like Bermuda and RSN. And now I'm getting Vince Whaley he was 125-1. Now he's 115. Max McGreevy, who was playing really good at the end of last fall, I got him a 110.
Whaley.
Like if they did well at RSN
on Whaley than
the
McGreevy. Where the fuck is McGreevy?
Well, McGreevy's like 80. He's gotten steamed up. He's like 80-1.
Okay,
he's
so
pretty
I'm
popular
like,
bet this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, McGreevy finished what, like second at Bermuda, like top
did.
5 at RSM. Like if you do well there, you're gonna do well here.
Yeah.
Same thing with a Vince Whaley too. So I mean, neither's course history is all that great here. But I just thought like I just thought we were betting them so much last fall. Like, why not? What if it's like, well, they just keep it up?
McGreevy's never made a cut here.
That's the problem. But he's a better player now. I mean, McGreevy's been mostly just dog crap throughout his entire career, and he actually didn't rate. He didn't rate very well for me and my mom because they did a lot of like longer term stuff. But if you just look at like what he's done the last 6 months or so, like he's a different player now. He's a better player at least, and if that continues, maybe it's legit. So I bet him.
How old is Whaley?
Whaley is, I think, older. I think he's in his 30s. So
all right, but he had third. He had third at Bermuda, third at Sanderson.
Yeah, he played really good in the fall, and like, you know, he's been good on some of these coastal tracks too. And he's a great putter, so you know he could do pretty well with that. And then there's another guy. There's another guy who you're going to be like, that sucks. But if you like a guy with good course history, if you like a guy who's pretty good with their irons, Gary Woodland was 100-1.
Oh, I never poo-poo Gary. Gary always cost me money.
It's a class act. And he actually started to play better towards the end of last year too. Like he started to show some stuff.
I had the Minwoo Lee ticket, and half of me was rooting for fucking Gary to fucking beat me.
Oh, that's true. I think we all had the Minwoo Lee ticket. I think he was a very popular bet that week. So, but yeah, like, I mean, good course history here, has won before, started to show a little bit last year, and be a pretty good feel-good story if he won this week. So 100-1 Gary Woodland. Other than that, I put a top 40 bet on Austin Eckroat because, you know, I mean, good ball striker. He's been okay here. He's been decent here, decent some other comp courses. So did that. Otherwise, though, I thought about my boy and shout out Brian the dentist for reminding me that I overlooked Hao Tong Lee. Love Hao Tong Lee.
Oh, yeah,
good on some shorter courses, playing good at the end of last year. I
actually
watched
a really cool viral video.
Yeah, I watched that today where it was can you hit a hole in one on a simulator at TBC at 17 and he hit it at the buzzer.
I know, crazy.
Sure, that was legit. But that was pretty cool though. So so I like him. Otherwise though, like I know there's a lot of the Corn Ferry guys. That's more wait and see with me.
Same.
There's some DP World Tour guys like if I'm just really concerned about outright bets, the only DP World Tour guy I know that has graduated from that program and then ended up winning a tournament during the year was Pavone. So I'm just not going to consider them outright. I'd rather see what they're up to.
What was did you see who's the guy that everybody loves? Penge. Did you see he switched to PXG?
Yeah, death knell. Rest in peace, all the Tory tickets. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Although you know what, there have been guys who are PXG.
Eric Cole's a PXG guy.
That's true, and we're not afraid to bet him this week, right?
Nope, we aren't.
All right, that's about it. We've talked enough about guys, so we've been going 53 minutes. All right, well, I'll post my card in the Discord after the show. Let's get rid of this. Let's get your quick thoughts about the Patriots going against the Texans. I think about a couple months ago, I think you mentioned you were worried about running to the Texans because of their defense. Are you still a little worried about them or no?
Yeah. I mean, so here's the deal. Yes, I am. But Stroud, I have been so fucking right on goddamn Stroud. I have been so right for so long. That guy is a fucking bum. He is so terrible. The fact that they fucking won that game despite him, and he was like waving to the crowd after, motherfucker, you didn't do shit. Like unreal. Like I am terrified of that defense, especially with how bad the left side of my line played. Hopefully maybe that woke those two rookies up. But listen, I knew my line was kind of trash all year. We kind of piecemealed it and covered it up with McDaniel's scheme. If I see a fucking flea flicker or another stupid play like that, though, I might have a fucking aneurysm. Yeah. I mean, look, I think 3 is a fair line. Yeah, I think 3's a fair line. I mean, look, I'm going to take the Pats at home. It's still a dome team fucking coming north. It's going to be even colder. They just had a tough game in Pittsburgh. That Pittsburgh offense doesn't even count as a fucking offense. That was one of the most atrocious displays of football I've ever seen. It was like that. The Buffalo with Tyrod Taylor? Who the hell did they play where they set football back 40 years in the playoff game? It was Tyrod Taylor with Bill in Jacksonville. It was like the worst playoff game I've ever seen.
It was awful. Terrible game.
It was so bad. So yeah, I like the Pats. You didn't like them last week. Do you like them this week?
I do. Short week for Houston. They're not gonna have Nico Collins, and I'm gonna be honest.
We might not have.
I'm gonna be honest. I stand by my take. I think the Houston defense has not been quite as good as what it was. I know they did really well against Aaron Rodgers, and who had one of the worst games of his career. I still know what I watched for the last month and a half. It wasn't quite the same. And I think going up against a better offense in New England, I think that might get them. So
yeah, and our defense, like I told you last week, I said we're getting these guys back. Our defense is going to look different. Our defense for the first 8 weeks of the season was good, and we lost. We lost those guys. They all came back. We look good. Now Gonzalez being out will hurt, but not if they don't have Nico. That would be amazing. Like just fortune for us if Nico's out and Gonzalez is out. It washes.
Okay. All right, we're against we're against a time limit here, but
no. I pushed it 15. We're good.
No. We'll wrap it up. We've got an hour. So who's going to be in the conference games, championship games then? Who's the final four?
Buffalo coming to New England. Josh Allen finally gets over the hump.
Oh, you think Buffalo's going to beat New England?
I do.
Is this your way of reverse jinxing the universe? Is this your sick way of doing that?
Listen, I understand why you think that, but no, I swear. I legitimately think like they had no business winning that Jacksonville game, and he just fucking willed them to it.
Okay.
I just think if he is the guy that we think he is, he's going to be able to do it. Like, I mean, that's Mahomes is willed, Elway, Brady, they've all willed teams to the Super Bowls. And if he is that, yeah, I mean, look, and it's not like Buffalo's afraid to come to fucking New England. They've been waxing our ass for the last fucking 5 years. We got one weird win up in fucking Buffalo in the wind game where we didn't even let Mac Jones throw. And then we beat him in Buffalo there. Josh hasn't lost in New England in fucking like 5 years. Like, he's not scared to come in there. So yeah, I mean, look, obviously it depends on health and shit, and we'll see what happens. Who's still standing at the end of the week with injuries and shit like that. That can obviously skew things. But I would say, I would say Pats, Buffalo, and my initial lead is Buffalo wins, and then 7.5 points for the 49ers. I'm sorry, that is insane. You're giving Sam Darnold in a big game is laying 7.5 points. We just saw what happened with Justin Herbert. These guys tell us who they are. They tell us. It's just a matter if we see it and we recognize it. And I know Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold is a fucking loser, just like Justin Herbert. That 7.5 is a joke. Like, I'm probably going to take San Fran on the fucking money line. They got a horseshoe up their ass. I don't know how they keep winning these games. Sam Darnold will figure a way to give it away. I know that Seattle defense is wicked good, but yeah, I'll take San Fran and then give me the Bears. Because fuck Matt Stafford and Pat and Stafford.
You're just biased by the MVP conversation. That's
100%.
That's the only reason why. Okay. 100%. All right. I will report this. Every Bills fan in my life still has I would call it cautiously optimistic, but I know them, and we're waiting for the for the floor to drop. Mm-hmm. So around here, I don't think they quite are believing yet that this is legit, which I think is a good thing. I think they need to have. I think the fans need to have a little bit of doubt about this team, but just keep that locker room believing, because I'm starting to have the feeling, just as a neutral party, that I think it's time to. I think it's Buffalo's time.
I think it's time. Now, listen, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in the Super Bowl, but he's finally going to make it to the Super Bowl. Right? We'll see who gets.
I think it is.
I think the NFC.
As far as the NFC goes, I'm actually on opposite sides of you. I think both the teams that had the big emotional victories, the big comebacks, the Bears, I think the magic finally runs out. I can see. And I think the Niners just threw the kitchen sink at the Eagles as far as what they were, all their play calls. And I just think they're going to run on Magic. They have so many injuries that I think it just the right ends. So I think I think we're just on a Rams Seahawks collision course again. And then we're on a Patriots Bills collision course, which arguably, I would say of like the better, divisional matchups, like other than Packers Bears this year. Pats Bills, great games. Rams Seahawks, great games. So, yeah, I think we're just we're there for round 3. I think that's what we're destined for.
It's been good playoffs, man. It's been really.
You can't get any better. I mean, maybe that's why they didn't want to play the Century last week. They're like, you see what we got to go up against? Like these games?
Yeah,
no way.
It was real good. Like, especially after like week 18 and that fucking disaster. Like, yeah, and the whole season really has just kind of been weird, but fucking great games. Unbelievably great games.
It was.
And coaches need to start taking the fucking points. Stop letting the fucking nerds tell you to go for it on 4th and 2. The fact that Ben Johnson got away with that ridiculous shit on his own 30 and fucking only Matt LaFleur could have blown that fucking game. Unreal. Stop doing that. It's the playoffs. It's not week 4 against your divisional opponent. Like, punt, flip the field, let your defense do its job. It's unreal. Take the fucking 3 points, punt. Stop doing it. It's not week 6. It's win or go home. It's insane to me. Like, I get angry watching these games.
What was worse, that or Sirianni calling a timeout on 4th and 11 with 40 seconds left to effectively end the game? He didn't convert.
Yeah.
That was awful.
I still think it's Ben Johnson going for it on his own.
Okay.
Like if Green Bay had any semblance of a coach that wasn't just looking at his fucking playbook and knew how to fucking manage a goddamn football game, the Chicago Bears would not have won that game. You want to talk about bad sequence? Fucking call a timeout, delay a game coming out of a timeout with Green Bay. Unfucking real. I can't believe that cocksucker still has a job. Unreal. I would be livid if I was a Green Bay fan and that guy still had a job.
Well, I think a lot of Packer fans are very happy just based on some of the stuff I've seen on the internet from on Reddit. So, all right, I think that's it.
All right, brother.
We've gone an hour 2.
Yeah,
so,
yep, hour 2. We'll be back on what day? What day are we going?
we got to talk about this.
Yeah.
Or do you want to talk about it offline?
We can talk about it offline. That's fine. Well, then we got to tell them.
All right.
What are we trying to do?
Well, because Pats play Sunday at 3:30, right?
Yeah.
You are going to be
The night game?
the night game is Bears Rams, and then the Sony ends at 10.
Yeah.
So we could go live right after Sony.
We'll see how drunk I am.
You're going to be fucking hammered, though.
It might be. If we
why
win,
don't we
I will be. I guess if we lose, yeah.
Yeah, let's do maybe your game time decision for that podcast.
Okay.
And if you and that no, we won't do Monday. I'll just do solo on Sunday night. I'll just rip through the course. But yeah, let's call you game time decision. But yes, we will be I might be going live solo. We will be on the air as soon as the Sony ends on Sunday night. Wrapping up briefly and then talk about the Amex where I can't wait to crap on this tournament. That absolutely needs to die.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. The Amex, despite the really good field, needs to go away. And I'll tell you exactly why on Sunday.
Exactly. All right. Well, all right. First tournament of the year. Let's catch a fucking winner. Don't forget to get into the one and done. Go become an insider. Be smart. Don't be like the dumb NFL coaches. Be an insider. We will talk to you. And Hammered Capper makes for a great podcasting. Steve would disagree. So
Hammered Capper and Data Golf does not mix. It's not a good combo.
It's never a good combo. But yeah, listen, we're fucking stoked to be back. Let's catch a winner this week. Come join it. Come jump in the Discord. Let's have some fun. I'll post my card too. I got some 3 balls I'm already looking at because I'm a straight degenerate and I've been waiting for them for a while. So talk to you guys then. Bye.